You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we are plunging into what feels like the most urgent battlefield in finance right now.
It really is a battlefield.
This race between financial crime, which is getting smarter and more adaptive, and this new wave of autonomous AI that's supposed to be our defense.
It's a fascinating and, frankly, high-stakes moment.
Yeah.
When you think about the speed of finance today, I mean, we're talking milliseconds for transactions.
Right.
You realize the old security systems are just liabilities. The threats aren't human anymore, they're algorithmic.
And that's the core problem we need to unpack, isn't it? Our sources really hammer this point home.
Yeah.
The traditional approach is just, well, it's reactive.
Completely reactive.
You have these static rules, you process data in batches, and you wait for a human analyst to check an alert.
By which time, the money has vanished. They're systems built for detection, not prevention. They're designed to tell you you've been robbed, not to stop the robbery.
Exactly. They're playing perpetual catch-up. So this is where the solution comes in, or the proposed solution. Agentic AI. This is the big paradigm shift.
And we need to be clear. This isn't just, slightly better automation.
No.
We're talking about intelligent, self-directing systems. They can observe, they can reason, and this is the critical part, they can intervene on their own.
Autonomously. To stop something bad from happening while it's in progress.
Which is the shift from fraud detection to what our sources call fraud interdiction.
You're actually stopping it dead in its tracks.
You're closing that loss window from, say, minutes or hours down to practically zero. The agent can just block the transfer before the crime is even complete.
Okay, but that level of power, that autonomy, it raises huge questions for you, the listener, for the banks, for everyone.
Of course.
If an AI agent, not a person, can halt your wire transfer or freeze your mortgage payment, how on earth do you personally trust that system?
And that is the absolute core of this deep dive. Our sources are very clear. The trust doesn't come from how smart the AI is. It comes from having a verifiable, auditable identity architecture behind it. We have to create what's being called Agentic IAM. We need to know how to verify, audit, and ultimately hold these AI agents accountable.
So let's start there. Let's paint a really vivid picture of why the old defenses are failing so badly right now.
Well, the failure really boils down to three deeply embedded problems that these new AIs are essentially designed to get around.
Okay, let's take the first one, static logic.
Static logic. This is your classic rule-based system. Think of it like a list of things to watch out for.
If X happens, then flag Y.
Exactly. But criminals are smart. They learn the rules and then they just operate right on the edge of them. They engineer their attacks to look legitimate. It's a constant cat and mouse game where the bank is always a step behind.
So the defense is rigid, but the attack is fluid.
Perfectly put. The second major problem is the delayed response.
This seems obvious, but let's break it down.
Even if the system flags something, it often relies on batch processing, running reports maybe once a day.
Or it goes into a queue for a human.
Right, a human triage queue. Imagine a bot siphoning tiny amounts of money from thousands of accounts. The system might see an anomaly, but if it takes 30 minutes to get to a human and another hour for them to act,
and loss is already maximized, you're always cleaning up yesterday's mess.
You're reacting to crime, not interdicting it. And that leads to the third issue, which is a real killer. A lack of context.
What do you mean by that?
Legacy systems give out permissions that are static. Your access level is your access level. They can't really adapt in real time to a changing situation.
So if an agent's behavior suddenly changes because, say, the market becomes volatile, the old system can't dynamically adjust what that agent is allowed to do.
It have no mechanism for that. It can't see the new risk profile and say, hold on, your permissions need to shrink right now.
And that inability to adapt, That's where agentic AI really shines. You get that real-time interdiction we talked about.
You stop the crime instantly. And, just as importantly, you get adaptive intelligence.
This is the machine learning part.
This is where it goes beyond just programming. An agentic system can learn continuously and spot totally new risk patterns. Things a human analyst has never seen before. It's looking for the unknown unknowns.
And for the bank, it solves a huge operational headache. Alert fatigue.
Oh, absolutely.
All those false positives that freeze your card when you're on vacation.
By reducing those, you free up your human security teams to do more strategic work instead of just clicking through thousands of meaningless alerts.
Their job changes from triage to
Governance?
overseeing the agents. But that governance is the whole challenge. If the agent is truly autonomous, you have this massive security gap. What happens if it goes rogue?
There's no accountability.
Which brings us to the architectural mismatch. Why can't we just use the security tools we already have?
Exactly my question. We have these industry standards, right? OAuth, OpenID Connect, SAML. They've worked for years for securing people and servers. Why are they suddenly not good enough? It all comes down to what they were built for. Those protocols were designed for static identities.
Yeah.
A person, a server, a single predictable thing.
But that's not what we're dealing with here.
Not at all. We're dealing with what's called a multi-agent system, or MAS.
Okay, let's define that in this context. What is a MAS in finance?
Imagine a whole ecosystem of intelligent agents. Hundreds, maybe thousands of them. They're all working together to protect the bank. Some are watching for fraud, others for compliance issues, others are optimizing trades.
They're not just working alone.
No, they're collaborating. They're delegating tasks to each other.
Right.
They're spawning new, temporary subagents to handle a specific problem.
So it's more like a dynamic AI-powered task force than a single employee.
Exactly, and that's where legacy IAM just completely falls apart.
Why? What's the first failure point?
It's that collaboration and delegation. Let's say Agent A is the main fraud agent. It sees a complex transaction and needs to verify something quickly. It might spawn a temporary subagent, Agent B, to just go check the sender's social media history, for example.
A very specific short-term task.
Right. But if that subagent, Agent B, makes a mistake or gets compromised, the old IAM system has no idea it even exists. It only sees Agent A, the parent.
So the audit trail just vanishes. A regulator asks who did this, and the bank can't answer.
The chain of custody is broken. That's the first thing. The second is dynamic behavior.
An agent's goals can change.
Constantly, based on new data. A trading agent might be allowed to make small trades, but if the market goes crazy, it might decide it needs to make huge trades. Traditional IAM permissions are just on or off. They don't understand context.
So it's a binary permission for a dynamic action.
Exactly. It's a total mismatch.
Yeah.
And the third issue is just their fleeting nature, their ephemerality.
They pop into existence for one job and then disappear.
Like digital ghosts. You need a way to give that ghost a unique identity, track what it did, and then archive its history securely. Legacy IAM has no concept of that.
So this mismatch, it's the real risk here. You have autonomous agents doing high-stakes work with no verified...
You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.
Verifiable identity. That's how you get untraceable agentic fraud.
The current architecture just cannot support accountable autonomy.
It can't.
Which is why the sources say we urgently need a new kind of framework, an Agentic AI IAM framework.
And this is where we get to the solution, this idea of verifying AI agents, which is built on a concept called Know Your Agent, or KYA.
Yes, KYA. It's a direct parallel to the Know Your Customer, or KYC, rules that are, the bedrock of modern banking.
But applied to the AI itself.
Right. And KYA is the core idea behind this Verify AI Agents framework. It's about building agent identity on something robust and cryptographic, specifically using Decentralized Identifiers, DIDs, and Verifiable Credentials, VCs.
Okay, so for you, the listener, who just wants to know their money is safe, let's break down how this framework actually builds that trust. There are 3 pillars, right?
3 pillars, all designed to fix that accountability gap we just talked about.
The first one is traceability.
Right. So if an AI agent, let's call it Agent Alpha, freezes your transaction, a trusted system gives you an instant, unchangeable audit trail.
Not just something happened.
No, it links that specific action to Agent Alpha's unique ID.
Yeah.
You know exactly which agent did it, and you have the full history of why it was authorized to make that decision. It's the difference between a black box and a transparent, accountable action.
Okay, so that leads to the second pillar, which is designed to combat that black box fear, auditability.
Yeah, trust isn't just knowing who acted. It's knowing they acted within the rules. So agent decisions are logged using these verifiable credentials, these VCs, and the VC states exactly what the agent was allowed to do at that specific moment. If something goes wrong, an auditor can come in and cryptographically verify if the agent was operating within its mandate.
And then there's the final backstop, the ultimate safeguard, accountability.
This is the kill switch. If Agent Alpha is found to be acting rogue, whether it malfunctioned or was compromised,
You can trace it.
you can trace its verifiable ID back to whoever deployed it, and you can instantly and surgically revoke its credentials. It's the cryptographic version of firing a rogue employee on the spot.
That level of control feels so much more granular than what we have now. I want to dig into the mechanism here. These capability-bound credentials, how do they work?
Think of a VC as a kind of digital passport for the agent.
Okay.
But it's a passport that doesn't just say who you are. It lists your exact job description and your limitations. It binds your identity to your capabilities.
So instead of just Agent Alpha can access the payment system.
Right. The credential would say something incredibly specific like, Agent Alpha is verified to block transfers over $10,000 to unverified foreign accounts, but is cryptographically forbidden from approving any new loans.
And if it tries to approve a loan,
The system rejects it instantly. The request is invalid because the agent's own credential proves it doesn't have that capability.
So we're moving from that course, yes or no access to dynamic, fine-grained access control.
That's the term for it, yes. The system isn't just asking, is this agent valid? It's constantly asking, should this specific agent perform this specific action at this exact moment, given the context?
Now, to make this all work in a privacy-obsessed industry like finance, the sources mention another tool, zero-knowledge proofs, or ZKPs. Why are they so important here?
ZKPs are absolutely critical for things like KYC and anti-money laundering rules.
Where you have to prove you followed the rules without revealing the private data?
Exactly. The zero-knowledge proof lets one agent prove to another or to a regulator that it's following the rules. It can prove, for instance, I have verified this customer's funds came from a legitimate source.
Without actually showing the account numbers or the transaction history.
You verify the compliance of the action without compromising the data itself. For banks who can't risk exposing customer data, that is a non-negotiable feature. It creates a trusted, privacy-preserving layer for this whole agent ecosystem.
The whole architecture seems designed to turn an AI from an anonymous script into a trusted, accountable digital actor.
That's the goal.
So, this entire journey, from reactive rules to this proactive, accountable KYA model, it feels like a seismic shift. Let's try to synthesize this. What is the dual foundation that the future of financial security is going to be built on?
It has to be two things, working hand in hand. You can't have one without the other.
Okay.
First is the agentic AI. That's the intelligence, the adaptive defense. And second, just as vital, is the agentic IAM and verification, the DIDs, the VCs, the policy engine.
Yeah.
That's what provides the accountability and the trust.
So the fundamental change is moving away from anonymous automation and overloaded humans, which is really just lost control, and moving to authenticated AI actors with verifiable history, which is true loss prevention.
We are building the identity layer for the machines, so to speak, before they run away without any governance.
The present is loss discovered after the fact. The future is threats resolved autonomously, in real time, and in compliance with policy.
That's the vision.
Okay, so here's the final provocative thought we want to leave you with. If this agentic AI and KYA model proves it can work with full accountability in finance, which is arguably one of the most regulated, audit-heavy industries on the planet, How quickly will this dual foundation become a requirement everywhere else? In healthcare for patient data, in critical infrastructure defense, will verifiable provenance for any major AI decision become a non-negotiable legal standard in every single domain? Something to think about. Thanks for joining the deep dive.
The future of artificial intelligence is unfolding, and it's happening at AI World Week, the flagship global event for innovation, collaboration, and transformation. This flagship global AI event is designed to connect visionary leaders, trailblazing entrepreneurs, and influential thinkers to explore the endless possibilities of AI. Experience groundbreaking technology that redefines industries and inspires progress. Join thought-provoking discussions on ethical AI, digital equity, and the transformative role of technology in our world. Build meaningful connections that catalyze innovation and drive impact. AI World Week is powered by AI World Society, a global movement dedicated to advancing AI responsibly and ensuring it serves humanity. Together, we're shaping a smarter, more inclusive, and equitable future. Continue your journey beyond the event with the AI World Journal, offering expert insights, in-depth analysis, and the latest trends shaping the AI landscape. This is your opportunity to lead, to innovate, and to transform the world with AI. AI World Week. We invite you to join us and embrace the AI revolution.